All right, we're live. Good morning. Sundays are slow, but I'm just going to do my thing. Hey, Rajesh. So we got a brand new Puzzle Rush streak to start. Rajesh, the other thing that we have going on, which I'm not 100% sure you were on the stream for, is that after puzzles, before I do live play in the 10-minute pool, I've also been doing some training on Chessable. Okay, right now we're looking at my E4, E5 repertoire, so we're going to do that too. All right, let me just make sure everything is looking cool. It does. All right, so gonna try to do, the first 10 or 20 so a little on the fast side. It's just a hanging rook here that we can take. Black to move. We just secure the pawn, and we can promote. No problem. Here's just a back rank checkmate. Pawn's nicely defending those squares. Another back rank checkmate. Another back rank checkmate. Queen can interpose, but we can take. No biggie. Here's another back ranker where we just got to force the king into the corner. We can do that with this move. Knight e2 and then queen f1 mate. Here's a nice one where we can just take on g3 with the rook because of this pin. Excuse me, along the second rank. So we'll do that. Okay, good to go. This is a back rank mate. Notice this pawn is nicely boxing in the king. We just got to pick the right square, and it's this one right here. Take, mate. Why did I change the timing? You mean the schedule, Rajesh? Saturday and Sunday is kind of like a wild card, because our daughter's not in school. We've got things going on, so can't really commit to a specific time on Saturday and Sunday here in the US. I just try to do it when I can. But, like Monday through Friday is more on a schedule. But we appreciate you joining us in the with the different time. All right, here we just got a nice fork. And the king can't really do anything to defend, and our king's nicely placed to defend the passed pawns there. So we can just take on c7 here. The king drops to here. Guess we'll give a check here. Probably queen takes. All right, this is going to be a back rank checkmate because his bishop's nicely controlling this escape square for the king. We can just force the king away and give the mate. Oh, yesterday, yeah, we had an important family appointment to take care of. That's why we had to switch it. But that's unusual. Nice mate in the corner there. Here's just a mate in one right here. Boom. Here, if you can imagine, if this knight weren't there, the bishop and the queen are nicely coordinating for mates. So we can just sack the knight with check and get the mate. So we can give the check here. Rook is forced to interpose, and then we've got this bishop move. This check to push the king in the corner, and then we have another back rank mate. There's one thing that you learn doing Chessable is that At least just, I mean, and I think they're right. They really put an emphasis on back rank checkmates. You know, it's a good place to start though in terms of calculation. Like, it's very concrete. All right, here I think we can just bump the queen to the side and pick up this loose bishop on c4. That looks good. Material is balanced, so I don't think we need to look for anything too crazy in this position. Rook blocks there. Okay. All right, white to play here. So if we can just force the king to this square, it will be checkmate, and we can do that with g4 check, and then we have the mate on the side of the board. So this is a nice one. I really like this. I really like this puzzle. And again, it's key to look at the material balance. Okay, right now we're up a knight. So if we can just trade off this rook, this pawn, we're good to go. And we can actually do that in this position by giving this check first, and then taking this rook in the corner. Okay, and the queen can come all the way back to take that. So that was a nice one. This is just checkmate in one. This is just checkmate in one because of this really, really weak rank. I do not think the last two puzzles were comparable in rating. Okay, that one was 1072. The one before was 1040. Giving the check only to come back and take like that with the queen, I think that was a little tougher than most. But okay. Here we can give a check on g6. King is forced to h8. We check on h6. The rook is forced to interpose, and then we have queen takes f8 checkmate. Here, here, here. Very, very common pattern that you'd see. Okay, so yeah, fortunately we have a mate in one in this position because black has a queen, but these two rooks, the bishop and the passed pawn, that's way too much material for black to handle. But fortunately, you know, again, we do have this checkmate in one, which is nice. This is a classic smothered mate. If you haven't seen a smothered mate before, this is a good example where we can play knight h3, which is double check, so the king is forced to move. Then we can force the rook here, and then smother mate the king. This is just checkmate in one move. Wow. Easy. Okay, this is a kind of a back rank checkmate. We're going to take on f8. King's going to take. Then we play knight e7. Knight d7 rather. Forcing the king in the corner, and then we deliver the mate. So here, here, and back rank checkmate. So you can see, wow, this is just such a simple mate in one. But you can see, going back to that other one with the back rank checkmates, once you understand the basic pattern, you're then able to solve more challenging puzzles where you're sacrificing the queen just to create the pattern that you already know. So those are good building blocks. We can just take there and just mate. So here's a nice one where, if you can just visualize this, in this position, if this queen were on h7, it would be checkmate. So how do we get there? Okay, we can get there by force. We just sacrifice this rook, and then we bring the queen all the way into the corner. We come here, and there, the queen and the rook have traded spots, basically. Okay. So in this one, black is like basically going to checkmate you on the next move, so you need to find something really good. But after bishop a3, king e8 forced, queen e7 is checkmate. So we got this and that. So very fortunate. So this one we can just take. Ooh, we can't take here because the knight's pinned. I just noticed that. Okay. Let's see. How should we recapture with the king? Most likely on h3. Want to capture on h3. And after here, we can... What's best here? Just taking on G3. Queen B... So what do we do about Queen B8 check? I feel like we have to take. We don't want to allow Queen H4 check. Yo! Go O's, man. My dad's in the house, NKS newbie. How you doing, man? Alright. I'm thinking here... I don't know why this one's stumping me. Let's just take. So that was an odd check. I really thought Queen B8 was a little more annoying than that. I mean, okay, we can take. So I think White had something better there. That's what was taking me so long. So here we can give a check. Rook's forced to interpose. Bishop E3. King in the corner. Rook F1. Checkmate. Okay, he can interpose with the bishop. It doesn't really change things. And that gets her done. So, right now, Black just has a disaster on the dark squares. We don't want to take this knight. We do not want to take this knight and bring the queen to this diagonal. Okay, we don't want to do that. So, all we have to do in this position is play Queen F6. And it's just game over. Come here. And yeah, he's forced to give up the queen. Okie dokie. So in this position, queen's hanging. I think we just give a check here. We can take and then bring the queen to c4. That will get the job done. Boom. All right. So here's a nice one where let's just take a look at the material balance, okay? Because we're getting up there. We're at, this is puzzle number 32. It's probably rated around 1700. Knights cancel out. Pair of rooks cancel out. Right now, we have a rook for the two bishops. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3. We have a rook and a pawn for the two bishops. What we can do here, though, is take on h3. Rook takes h3. We play g4, forking these two pieces, okay? Only hope is to play rook g3, pinning this pawn, but we can just take on f3 with the rook. And then in that position, we're pretty much good to go. Here, 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 here. Okay. So in this position, looks like we've got checkmate. After f5, the king is forced to the g5 square. And then we can play knight e6. Knight e6. Which will be checkmate. So it's just a checkmate in two moves. Boom. Okay. Let's see what's going on here. So we need to tread carefully here because, you know, Black's got two far advanced passed pawns. But I think what's nice in this position is we can give a check on c8, force the king to the h7 square, and then just give me a second. Sorry about my phone. And then pawn to g6 is mate. So here and here. Okie dokie. Actually, I kind of see two possible answers for this, which doesn't really make sense. Oh, no, there isn't two. Okay, never mind, because the queen can come back to d8. Okay, in this position, we should play bishop h3. Okay, forcing the rook to d7. We play queen e8, check, forcing the queen to d8. And then we can play bishop takes d7, checkmate. The queen can't take on d7 because it's pinned. Okay, didn't even force us to find the complete line, but that's okay. Alrighty. So this just looks like a pretty simple checkmate on h2. We'll come here and here, and there's just an unstoppable mate on h2. Yeah, I mean, you can do crazy crap like that, but it doesn't change anything. Okay, here we've got a really nice double check lined up. Really nice double check lined up. It's important for us to get it right, though. So let's take a look at the material balance. Minors cancel out, rooks cancel out. We have 5 pawns. We're down 3 pawns. So the problem with this position, if we come to f6, is after king d8, of course, we wouldn't want, if we're black, we don't want to play king f8 because that would lead to rook e8 checkmate. Black would play king e8 and we don't have a follow-up. But if we give it a check on d6, again, king d8 forced, then we have knight takes f7, which is checkmate. It's actually checkmate. So double check, king is forced to move. Bob's your uncle. All right. We're up to 37. So that last one was rated 1982. So, you know, they're getting harder here. All right. Queens cancel out, pair of rooks cancel out. So we are down. We're down basically a rook and a bishop in this position. So we need to find something absolutely crushing. Fortunately, it looks like we have it in rook b2 check. The rook cannot take because queen takes b2 would be checkmate. The king would be forced to the a1 square. We would then play rook takes d2 check. King would come to b8 and queen b2 would be mate. Oh, I had forgotten about that move. That was poor form there. That was sloppy. That was sloppy that I missed to move king h3. I mean, we're still good to go, but I don't like when I don't calculate all the lines. All right, well, it must be critical to take this rook. The queen comes there. Okay. Maybe in this position, queen d4, threatening rook d3, and after rook e3 trying to defend that threat, we have queen a1, king b4, rook b2 winning the queen. Maybe. This is a toughie for like a 2000 problem. But it looks like it's what works. Oh, he can defend that way. Okay. All right, so what we can do here is give a check on c5. Queen would have to interpose. Then we could play rook a2, king b2, king b3, rook b2, king takes b2, and then we'll win the queen on the b4 square. Here. Okay, he just took immediately. Yeah, that was a toughie. 2046. Callum Babb reached 1300 today. Nice. Good to see you. Congratulations and hello, of course. All right. Material balance in this position. What do we got? The 4 minors cancel out. The rooks cancel out. The queens cancel out. We're down a pawn. We're down a pawn. Looks like we can just grab on. I don't see anything wrong with grabbing on e4. Except that after queen takes, knight takes, bishop g2, we need a response there, but we have it in bishop b7. Now, I suppose in this position, if we take on e4, white could capture our hanging bishop on a6. So we need something a little bit more forcing. So I actually think we need to capture the queen first. Queen takes d1, king takes d1, knight takes e4, bishop takes a6. And this line is improved because in response we have knight takes f2, winning the rook in the corner. And then I think we're good to go. All right. 39 out of 39. We got about, I would say, 3 minutes left or so. So maybe this is our last one. Maybe we can sneak in one more. Well, we shall see. All right. So white obviously threatening some nasty stuff here. But I think these 3 minors are going to be able to get the job done. We give a check on h3. King g1. Bishop b6 check. King would be forced to f1. We could then play rook f3 check, winning the queen. Then you assume pawn takes on g6. So this is a position, okay, this is winning, but this is one of those positions where we might have to checkmate with a knight and a bishop, which is no easy feat. Plenty of grandmasters screw that up in a game when your clock's ticking and you have the 50 move rule. But this is winning. Okay. So here, minors cancel out, rooks and queens cancel out. Looks like we're actually up a pawn here. So this piece is undefended. The knight is pinned, but it's not an absolute pin, right? It's a relative pin. So let's consider this capture on d4. Knight takes d4. Bishop takes d1. Knight e6 check. Wins back the queen. Knight e6 here. If takes, we take the bishop. If rook takes d8, we take the bishop on d1. We're up a piece. If black tries to get the bishop out of dodge, we do have a safe route for the knight back into the game. Knight e6. Even if black plays bishop g4, there would just be one attacker, one defender on the e6 square, so I think we'd be good there. So let's come here. All right. Let's do one. Maybe that'll be the last one. See what we got here. Thank you for the follow, Ishi-san. Really appreciate it, man. Welcome to Team MVP. All right, we're going to pivot now to our chessable repertoire. Ishi, just do hash exclam rewards. That'll answer that question, okay? So let's transition to our chessable repertoire. Just got to get the just make sure this is working okay. All right. So, where we left off yesterday, we are reviewing my repertoire against 1e4, which is, to me, e4 with e5. And the repertoire is really based around meeting the Spanish, or the Ruy Lopez, however you call it, which is the most testing variation, with the Berlin defense. But right now we're working through kind of all of the sidelines, and right now we are looking at my response to the King's Gambit, where white plays pawn to f4 on move 2. Okay, in response to that, we're playing d5. Okay, and after a capture on d5, a capture on f4, knight f3, knight f6. In this position, white just played c4, trying to hold on to the pawn, okay? So that's where we are. So in response to that, the correct move is to play pawn to c6, okay? So we're either going to win back the pawn on d5, or white will take on c6 and develop our knight and really accelerate our development and give us a nice initiative. All right, so let's see how we respond to this. So this is the most critical response. Because, I mean, in that position, white really needs to prevent the move bishop c5. Really needs to prevent bishop c5. So we play bishop g4, pinning this knight. Okay. If white pushes on, we can give this check on b4. And knight e4 apparently is game over in this position. Wow. Probably need to analyze that a little bit on my own too, because there are a lot of hanging pieces in that position. But I mean, this all makes sense. This makes perfect sense. We've got a huge lead in development. So I really like this response to the King's Gambit, because it really just neutralizes white's attacking ideas. So as you can see, I've set a daily goal on Chessable of about 30 minutes. I'm not exactly sure when it starts keeping track. You know, I did do some work last night reviewing variations and stuff, which is why I already hit my 30-minute goal. But hopefully we'll get that to the point where it matches up with our stream, and then you'll see me hit the goal. So what's going on in this position? Let's just analyze it quickly. That's not gonna look good. It's not gonna look good. Let's see if I can increase the size of this board. Looks like no. All right, we'll just go back and look at it from here. So yeah, if white were to take on c6 here, we have so many good moves, such as just taking on d1. King would recapture. We'd play knight f2. Yeah, that's completely lost. Kind of wondering what happens after queen e2. Perhaps in that position, not exactly sure. maybe we could play queen e7. If queen takes e4, we could just take back on e4 and the knight's pinned. All right. So now we're moving on to a different sideline, the bishop's opening, which can be very transpositional. Can be very transpositional. So we'll come here. D3. This could transpose in the Gioca Piano, can transpose in a couple other openings. Okay, so in these lines, the author is recommending to play knight a5 and to go after this bishop. Okay. So knight ge2 is the main line. In this line, white's playing knight to f3. We can just capture and then counterattack this pawn. So white will struggle to deal with concrete threats. If he has to play a slow move like bishop d2 or queen d3, black will easily consolidate his bishop pair. Yeah, that makes sense. That makes sense. Okay. This is what I love about playing e4, e5. It's not like these moves are alien. It's not like I'm having to play a move like h6. Or what was that move our opponent played the other day in the Queen's Indian? Queen c8. You don't have to play garbage like that, okay? We're putting our pieces on good squares. We have central control. We're playing principal chess. d6. All right, so knight f6, attacking this pawn. White defends. We develop. Okay, the downside of hanging the bishop out to dry like this is we can go after it. And when white doesn't put the knight on e2, we can just capture here. And instead of just playing d6 and defending this pawn passively, we play bishop b4, getting our bishop outside the pawn chain, and then we defend the pawn with d6. Makes a lot of sense. All very classical chess themes. d6. All right. So when white plays knight ge2, that changes things. So basically what we're waiting for here is this bishop's not going anywhere. And this is a good example of keeping the tension, okay? This will also come up if like you're pinning a piece. Let's say you're pinning a rook to the king, okay? Don't just capture that rook immediately. Wait for your opponent to have to, you know, like in an endgame or something, wait for them to move the king and then and only then capture, okay? That way you gain a tempo. It's the same thing here. We want to wait until white plays the move a3 or a4, trying to protect this bishop, and then we capture. Okay, so we just wait by playing pawn to c6. And then and only then we grab this bishop pair. Pawn captures, we get the bishop outside the pawn chain. And we're probably going to follow up with d6 or castles. And then pawn to d6. So, yeah, this looks like a very good position for black. Bishop pair, better structure, no weaknesses. Welcome the pawn to 1e5, basically. Okay, and if white challenges, which is probably best, yeah, we can just play this nice move, queen b6. All makes sense to me. So on knight ge2, in the bishop's opening, we wait. Okay, once white touches the a pawn, trying to bring his bishop back, we take. Okay, and then we can bring our bishop out. Oh, that's the alternative. Oh, bishop c4. I mean, bishop c5 is good. We can castle here. Play pawn to d6. Trade off bishops, and then look for this queen exchange. All makes sense. I understand all of these moves. Bishop c5. Castle. e6. We trade off the active bishop and just finish our development. Boom. Okay. So that was the sidelines. Let's just go back here. We'll learn these third move variations. Correct. So Bagels, instead of white developing a piece there, he's making a pawn move on the side of the board, which is only justified if you can keep your bishop. We take the bishop, so then why did you play a4 instead of developing your queen's bishop? Okay. So we'll skip this. Next lesson. So this is just a third move sideline. Really lame move, bishop e2. Some people might play that. You know, if you're playing Rapid or Blitz, or translating this to OTB, if you're playing in an action tournament, you know, where maybe both sides have 30 minutes, you could see something like this. In fact, I think I actually faced this in a game in 30 tournament. I'm actually almost positive I did. So knight f6 must be the right move. Yep. We just strike in the center. Boom. And if white keeps the tension, which is advised, we just develop our bishop to d6, protect this potentially weak pawn. Castle, rook e8, a5. Really, really straightforward development. Which isn't surprising. You don't need to do anything special against such a passive setup like this. Black is basically playing with the white pieces in this position. So, okay, that's a strange one. Pawn to c4. Yeah, and you know, this dark square bishop in king pawn openings is always so good. The only downside of it sometimes is that it can run into c3, d4 and play in the center. If white plays c4, this bishop comes to c5 and it's just the boss of the board. And then there's nothing you can do in the center to really challenge it. So yeah, bishop c5 is basically all you need to know in this position. You bring the knight to e7 and you castle and you're good to go. All right, I think this will be our last variation here. So here, what would this be? Would this be... I don't think this is the Ponziani proper. It's like a hybrid of a Ponziani or an Alapin Sicilian. White's intention obviously is to play pawn to d4. We play knight to f6. d3 seems totally inconsistent to me. We would just strike in the center, bishop d6, and we're good to go. Yeah, this is basically what this is a Philidor's defense with colors reversed. You know, this really passive setup. Very, very comfortable position. There's almost nothing to know about this. We just strike d4 and play bishop d6. Knight f6, d5, bishop d6. Makes total sense. All right. Ponziani improper. Maybe. Sir, can you explain the Carlsbad? Which side are you talking about, Rajesh? I've played the Carlsbad a lot with both colors on the site. So, you know, it just always has to do with the minority attack, basically. All right, that'll take care of chessable. So let me get the live board up, which looks good. Sundays are always a little slow for us. And I'm always like, should I even bother streaming? But, you know, right now I'm just basically doing my training regimen. And I would be completely content doing this on my own if you guys weren't here chilling with me, but it's great that you are, and you can watch, you can learn something, we can chat. That's awesome. And for any viewers that we have in the chat that haven't followed yet, please do so, okay? It'll allow you to chat, to communicate with us. It'll also help us reach our follower goal that we're trying to achieve. So thanks so much for your support there. Alrighty. Let's get in the pool. Let's get this rating back up. Mango. Good luck to you, dude. Just saying good luck to our opponent. All right. One time, I played a series of rapid games, standard games, against my former coach, John Bartholomew, on his YouTube channel. We played 2 games. In the first one, after d4, he played this move d6 against me. I responded c4, and after e5, it was called like the rat defense or something like that, and I ended up getting a really crap position. Even after I exchanged queens and everything, it was just really bad. And what I learned from that game is, if you play d4, your opponent plays d6, play knight to f3, okay? Play knight to f3. And that's totally fine to do. It prevents e5. It's totally fine to do if you're okay not going into the samest variation of the King's Indian. If you're insistent upon going into that variation, then maybe you can't play knight f3 because you want your pawn on f3. Okay. We have e5. Let's come... Can we play bishop e3 here? I think so. See what our opponent does. This guy seems like a cool guy. Let's shoot him a friend request. Ah, man, I'm at my limit. All right. So we've gotten into a structure that's more akin to the main line of the Gligerich. All right, this pawn is hit 2 times. Do we want to play pawn to f3? I think we need to, because there's going to be some pressure with rook e8 and all of that jazz. So let's come here, threatening to just kick this knight. I'm expecting pawn to a5. Just telling our opponent to come check out the stream afterwards. Seems like a really nice guy. He loves the earth. He's from England. He likes mangoes. He's a premium user. Like, what's not to love? He plays the King's Indian. This guy's got a team MVP written all over him. My daughter loves mangoes. Loves mangoes. Alright, we got ourselves a nice position here. Oh, he's gonna check out the stream. Awesome. See, this is why I opened up chat on chess.com. Am I gonna have some people that are gonna tell me to go F myself after I beat them? Yeah, of course. But we just take those in stride and use this as an opportunity to connect with the people that we're playing and get them over to our site. El Jugador. I'll just call you Jugador. Thanks for the follow, man. Okay, there's rook e8. So I think... Can we afford to play b4 here? Looks okay to me. And queen here, connecting our rooks. We might have an exchange here, and we might not. A poll for how long it takes me to turn off chat again? Yeah. We'll see. Got some weirdos up in here. Leave it at that. Welcome to Sunday streams. Alright. Let's see what Mango wants to do here. I would like to ideally get this rook off the long diagonal. Alright, hit me twice there. Perhaps looking for... I think reinforcing makes sense. Yeah, let's just bring the rook here. There are always tricks in these positions. And that's why I really need to study, yeah, like that. Wait a minute. I'm not sure about that move. I think my opponent may have just trapped his queen. Let's take. Come here. Yeah, unfortunately, fortunate for us, our opponent's queen is in no man's land. And I saw that move, but we come out, I think, looking pretty good with the two bishops and a massive space advantage. So I think that was pretty good for us. Okay, hitting the light squared bishop. So do I need to take a moment to defend c4 so that I can meet knight takes e2 comfortably? Looks like yes. Maybe that move is rook c1. That seems good to me. We'll pre-move this capture. So I wonder if I had something better there. Don't know. Alright. So I think both sides are going to start looking to make some progress here. What kind of comment is that? Both sides are going to look to make some progress here. Like, duh. Both sides are trying to win the game. Jeez. Chess TV, here I come. So I'm trying to get more control over the D file. Looks like that's where the action's going to happen, in my opinion. So we got bishops of opposite color. Could be drawish endgame, but we're you know, a long ways away from that. So our opponent strikes in the center. Makes sense. Let's take. And then look to play, I don't know, king f2. If bishop takes, you know, now... I was going to say now there's less pressure on c4, so this rook is a little bit more mobile. Oops. Oh, that would have been bad. Okay, and my plan here was to play pawn to c5. Putting pressure here. So again, like that little exchange on f5 helped us, right? There's less influence on this diagonal with the bishop, so he can't play d5 here. So let's come here. Hitting this pawn. See where he goes. Okay, that makes sense. Now where to? Well, I actually kind of like where this bishop is. How about we just continue with like a little minority attack here? That's pretty good. Okay, let's do that. We're just a little bit more active with our rooks. That's basically it. With, you know, some nice active play. Okay. So let's, I think perhaps exchange here. Maybe try to force some sort of weakness. Does he take with the rook or does he take with the pawn? He takes with the rook. Okay. Let's take. And perhaps we can look to get active on the 7th rank by playing rook b2, threatening here. The nice thing right now is that my opponent can't challenge me on that file because of this bishop. And if he plays g5, I just throw in rook b7 check. Probably his best move in this position is to play rook d8. Just to be able to challenge down here. Or maybe g5 does work. Actually, g5 is a good move. g5. We shall see. Mango playing well. Time about even. This is a good game. Very, very balanced endgame. I would say maybe I have a slight pull in the position. Very, very slight pull. Okay, that was a nice resource. Let's come here. His rook is getting a little bit passive, though. I don't just want to exchange. Or do I? Let's come here. I just feel like I have the more active rook. I shouldn't look to exchange it just yet. Let's see if I can get some king activity in combination with my superior rook. Okay, he comes there, which is kind of nice because I'm able to maybe gain a little time on this bishop. Come here. All right, he's just going for it. Can we attack here? Getting low on the clock. Gotta start making some moves. All right, let's come here. I think at this point, some sort of exchange would probably be best for us. Because we've got a very nice dark square blockade here. Alright, and I don't really think there's anything to do in this position. Just gonna get the king a little bit more centralized here. I actually want the king back here to defend these pawns. I want this arrangement. This is much better. Now I'm just totally gumming everything up on the dark squares. All right, let's see if we can do our own kind of breakthrough here. Possible. Very low on the clock. Opponent actually has the wrong color bishop. That's at, is that a, no, see, if I can't get my, if I can get my king here, it's a draw. Even if I lose all my pawns and my bishop because he's got the wrong color bishop. But unfortunately, my king was too far gone. Hey, Chess Dave, what's going on, man? Good game to Mango. Yeah, I mean, that was a stone cold draw in the ending. I just had to try to complicate matters because of the dire situation on my clock, which is why I went for that kind of crazy breakthrough. Really? So that was bad. I think Mango's probably pretty prepped in this line to know about Queen h4 and that you can take on h3 here. So maybe best is just to exchange? To just push on with b5. And apparently I'm better there. I overlooked an opportunity to win material here. How did I do that exactly? Maybe I ignore the trade and come here? Ah, there we go. Yeah, I just ignore the trade and he can't pester me again because now my rook is defending d4. So that was a good move. Rook c1, nice consolidating move, and this ending is totally equal. I thought maybe we had a little pull. Probably what I should have done, just going back to here, I just really kind of overestimated my chances. I think this is totally good. King takes f7, and then just get the king over, and this is just a stone cold draw. Like, that would have just given me a little bit more time to set up my blockade and get to the point where we're just going to be repeating moves and all that. Okay, so e3 would have been better there. It's kind of hard to see. And in this position, I'm totally fine until I play the move g4. That was a crazy move. I just need to probably just get my king over here. Yep, that's king e2 is best, and that's engine reading 0, 0, 0. 0, 0, 0. I thought maybe there was some sort of breakthrough over here, but he played it very well. And that was too slow, bringing the king over, playing g4. I probably need to do it. Play f5 right away. Or just bring the king over. I'm not exactly sure. Hard to say. Good game to Mango, though. Somebody... Ah, thanks. I was just checking out a new comment on one of my blog posts. All right. So we're about an hour in. I think maybe we'll play one more. Two max. I'm going to try to make the stream more on the shorter side. Just because we got things going on. Oh, the engine was saying bishop b7 on move 30. Okay. Yeah, I could see that. Really good game by Mango. All right, Photon. Is he from Vietnam? He is. Good luck to you, dude. We'll say hi, good luck. Rajesh. Rajesh. Are you there? Or are you asleep? Earth to Rajesh. He's probably asleep. Rajesh, I'm playing a Carlsbad structure for you, dude. Carlsbad. Oh, but my opponent played b6. Which is not what you want to do. Now black should definitely castle. Alright, he knew about that. This is not a good setup for my opponent, unfortunately. But I'm sure he's more than capable of beating me in this line. I'm talking from, you know, a theoretical perspective. So I do think I'm going to get some pressure on the c-file. Is he going to go for more of like a hanging pawn structure? All right. I think I'm going to keep this bishop on. I don't see any reason not to do that. And let's just play a flexible-ish waiting move like bishop b1. Does that look good? I think that looks good. Gives me a little bit more control over d4. Perhaps prepares... Now, if I take on c5 here, it looks like my opponent's going to have to recapture with a piece. Let's take. He does have to recapture with a piece. So. The move. b4 comes to mind, but I don't even think I need to do something like that. Let's just use this newfound d4 square and try to get some sort of initiative going. Now, one thing I gotta watch out in these structures, and I've blown this the last couple times. Do I need a lunch delivery? I am good, Bagels. Thank you. I do not need a lunch delivery because I think I've got something. I do have an apple that I'm munching on. So let me do that. Apologies if you can hear me eating. How to build up here. Bringing the queen here, that looks just really menacing. Let's just do it. Let's just get all up in his grill. Just telling our opponent to come check out our stream afterwards. If he's watching, nice playing you, Photon. Good luck, of course. Just Dave, you were thinking of that move? Okay, man. Oh, Photon with a big thumbs up. He's gonna come check out our stream. Sweet. Yeah, so we could, you know, if our opponent plays g6 or something to that effect on the king side, we can always consider just dropping our queen back and then just say, okay, weakness provoked, coming back. And we're not even really losing time. Like, g6 is not a move that black wants to play. It's like, so in that position, it's as if we played queen e2 and our opponent respond to queen e2 with just playing g6, which they would never do. Case in point. Knight f5 looks really good, doesn't it? Oh no, g6! I totally missed g6! Pawn to g6. Oh my god. Pawn to g6 is just winning on the spot. How did I miss that? Okay, that was right here. Man. A lot of stuff we could do here. H4 looks good. Well, our bishop is being attacked right now, so we gotta respect that. Let's take. Knight take, opening this up. Man, can I get away with just taking on h7? Let's go for it. It just looks really hard to deal with in a practical game. I'm sure it's not best. I'm sure I had something better than that, but... Ah, man, I missed that move. Nice kind of consolidating move by my opponent there. All right, let's just duck back. I mean, we got 2 pawns for the piece and an attack. I just really wish that we had... that he didn't have that response. Because that was a key tempo. Very, very key. Bishop's nice and open. I'm actually looking at the move f4 to kick this knight with a rook lift. Let's see what our opponent plays here. It's a little difficult to get the queen in. You know, because this pawn move's coming with tempo. Guess we could take here. That looks pretty good. Potentially. Just getting another piece into the attack. Maybe bishop c8 here. No, he goes... This is a wacky game. Let's see where the queen goes. Where does the queen go? All the way to there, okay. Oh, man, I feel like we should have something in this position. I just don't see it. Ah! Let's tickle this rook. Does that not do anything? Let's come here. Try to open some things up. Maybe. Yeah, we just lost the thread on this attack and I just used too much time. Way too much time. We'll have to see. You know, but like for me, if I play a game like this and I lose, no big deal. For me, the basic thing I want to learn from this game and to understand is, because I know we've got a fantastic position here, okay? Was queen h5, were these attacking themes correct? Should I have sacrificed here? That's really what I want to know. Basically it. My idea is... I thought I could take on c5 and then take on e6, but I can't because of the back rank. Dang. Oh, bishop f5 holds everything together. Bishop f5, good move. My attack just ran out of steam. Ran out of steam. My opponent just... Let's see. Let's come here. I think my opponent just missed a mate in one. Yeah, we'll find out. We'll find out, Chess Dave. That's basically all I want to take away from this game. You know, I don't... The result doesn't matter. This is a training game. I actually think, believe it or not, we're winning this position, but obviously we're dead lost on the clock. Nothing I can do. Oh, maybe he's got... Oh, I see it. No, I was gonna say he could have taken on G4 there with the bishop. Don't see a check, so let's just pre-move this. That works. Alright. Good game to my opponent. Photon. Alright. Yeah, we had a completely decisive attack. So let's see what went wrong here. This is all that matters. Alright. This position is completely winning, and I blew it by playing knight f5. Knight f5 just looks like such a good attacking move. Man. Maybe it's just as simple as playing pawn to f3 with just make one preparatory move to open up the bishop, but then knight f6, what do I do? Not sure what to do after knight f6 though. Is it just playing bishop takes h6 here? I don't know. Bishop takes h6, pawn takes h6. Just needed a little bit more time. Like, I needed a solid 5 to 10 minutes in this position to find the win. Which is just not something that you have in a 10-minute game. I'm just not seeing it after f3, knight f6. That just seems too slow. Is it something like on the complete opposite side of the board, like b4? Those moves are hard to see. Could end up being something like this. Like, you're so hyper-focused on the side of the board that, like, b4 just completely undermines his entire position. Let's get a hint. So it is the bishop just taking. Man. Why can't... Okay. That's not the critical move. I hate when the computer shows you stuff like that. Alright, g takes h6. Knight f6. Oops. Knight f5. And just f4 with a rook lift. Yeah, that looked good. That looked good. Chess Dave, do you watch the stream like when I'm playing? Do you have an engine running? No. Okay, good. So that was horrible. So the sacrifice on h6 was correct, but I can't do it after I've exchanged off that many pieces, right? Like, that's what it really comes down to. It's like his king's all alone, and I can't trade off my attacking pieces to break through. And trading off the knight is just not good. So here, I think I needed to make another preparatory move. For sure, I would say either f4 or h4. I'm leaning towards f4 in this position so that I can do some sort of rook left. What about f4? That looks good. Rook cd1 is best. How the hell can you find a move like that in this position? Rook cd1. But maybe it's connected with this. It doesn't appear that it is, though. It just seems like, okay, let's put pressure on this pawn. Yeah, I just didn't handle my sacrifices. Yeah, it's just, I was asking Chess Dave because did you sacrifice the bishop like you knew it was correct? And it ended up being correct. That's why I was just asking. It's totally fine if you want to do that. Just all I'm saying is don't share an engine line directly in the chat. If you're using an engine, that's totally up to you. Bishop's opening Ponziani Gambit. Oh, d5 doesn't work there. Oh man, I'm in trouble. Haven't gotten to these central gambits are just so friggin' hard. And I just haven't gotten to that chapter yet in my book. Alright, let's play knight f6. I mean, we're still we're completely fine. Don't get me wrong. Castle. I like our attacking position. I just not exactly sure the best way to deal with this pressure on the king side. Probably g6. I hate making moves like that. Absolutely hate giving myself a hook. Ah, man. Opponent playing very fast. Very, very fast. This position is basically lost. That was, yeah, 97.9. Yeah, we got a cheater. Come on, man. I could just feel it. I could feel it. Best move. Best move, best move, best move, best move. As soon as when he played Rook DE1 instantly. Come on, man. Look at his blitz. Look at his blitz rating, 1304. Blitz. Yeah, I think we'll get it. I think we'll get those back. We'll see. It's a platinum member. That's just a shame because I really wanted some honest practice against a Central Gambit like that. But I just didn't know how to handle that. Why does chess.com keep leaving these windows open? All right, this is gonna be the last one. Don't cheat, dude. Just don't cheat. It's not gonna make you feel better about yourself. Just play, please. God. You guys remember that guy? That Indian billionaire who cheated against Anand during some charity match? And his justification was like, no, I didn't cheat. I just, I got lucky and, was able to find good moves. So, I'm sure he would beat me 99 times out of 100, but this time I got him. No, he will beat you 1 million times out of 1 million. 1 million out of 1 million. Yeah, look him up. His name is like Kumar something. Chess.com banned him. There's no luck involved here. None. And just to let you guys know, and I'm not talking about you necessarily, but when our followers, our viewers cheat, I know. Believe me, I know. You're not getting anything by me. I can feel your moves and I can feel whether or not they're real. All right. So we've got this weird kind of Carlsbad structure. Again, I wish Rajesh was around because this is exactly what he was asking about. So the nice thing is we got this move a3 and kind of for free. I didn't even have to play rook b1, which you normally have to do in these structures. All right, let's keep the pin on. So we got that minority attack in very, very fast. That's typically not how it works. And I think our opponent kind of compounded his issues with bringing the queen to b6. Don't know. Let's see who we got the follow from. Yo, rook b1 is GOAT. Now following. That's really... Is that like your long-term username? Because if it is, that's amazing. Just that we're playing a Carlsbad structure and rook b1 is like such a thematic move in that. Yeah, so he took with the queen, but now I guess we can play queen in. If he challenges on the c file, we could always retreat with knight e2 or something like that, or even knight a2, looking to come into b4. That's awesome. And Mango, hey man, great game, Mango. You really ground us down in that ending. All right. So, I don't know. I think this looks okay. I mean, not spectacular, but solid. I do not make those. Yeah, chest jape. But the accuracy, that's not how you do it. That's not how you justify whether or not somebody is using an engine, because it's very easy to do that and to okay. I did not expect that move at all. Do we begin the process of trying to double on the file? Or just bring the knight back here? I don't really like the position I've gotten myself into, but it seems okay. I was worried about knight b, queen b3 actually for some reason, but knight d2 solves all my problems there, so I could actually see my opponent trying to repeat the position here. I'm just gonna get up and do a quick break. I mean, the other possibility with that other guy, and this is the last I'm going to say on the matter, is just that that's a line that he studies on Chessable, and maybe I played into something very forcing, and he just knew all the moves and knew it was a forced win. That's possible too. So that was kind of the move I was hoping for. Now I think he's in a little bit of trouble. Or maybe not. It's probably fine. It's gonna come to the C file. I just don't know how to make progress in this position. Oh god, I just... Son of a bitch. Just broke my concentration there. This is definitely my last game. Okay, now I was able to get that. It does look like this works. Able to play this because the knight is nicely supported here. We'll take... Should I take here? Yeah, I think so. Come here. Come here. So I got to watch out for G2 a little bit. Taking with the knight looks so lame, but maybe it's best. I can't play that way, can I? No. I just don't know where to go with the rook after bishop takes a3. Yeah, let's just do it. Definitely have an edge here. I think. I just don't know if it's any good or not for my opponent to take on a3. Like if he can get away with that or not. Counterattacking here. If king g7, no, I can't get away with that. All right. Thanks, Rook. I mean, he's got a very good plan of just starting to push pawns. And, you know, obviously in this position, if the queens were to be exchanged, I would be dead lost. Wait a minute. I think that's a blunder. I think he blundered. Undermining the defense of the bishop. This rook doesn't have anywhere good to go. We gotta corral these outside pass pawns though. This is not over. It's funny that I just said if I were to exchange queens, this game would be over. I didn't mean for him to exchange and just completely blunder a piece. I'm just saying if we had an even queen exchange, he's just so much better in the endgame. But this is going to take some work. The rook has to move. Where's best? Unfortunately, my king is a mile away from this pawn majority. I would be feeling much better right now if my king were like on f1. Well, okay. I would be feeling great if my king were. Let's bring my king right here. I would love that. But that's not how chess works. You can't teleport your king. Best move on the board, king to a6. Looks like my opponent Martin might be contemplating his future in chess. Why does he spend so much time doing something that can make him so angry? His monitor might be out of commission. We don't know. Okay. Taking is obviously the critical move. And let's get behind these passed pawns. It's nice we had a check there. A little check there to speed up our rook maneuver. It's too much counterplay. And our opponent's lost. Mate 1 threatened. Alright, we got that one. That's a good way. Oh, Strobix is here, man. We were just about to bounce. Yeah, we brought home the bacon on that one. Which is good, because that was kind of a tough sesh. Not gonna lie. Good game to our opponent, Martin. He just, he just missed that little tactic. A little baby tactic. I actually, for a while here, thought we were on the verge of just repeating the position. Best here is what? Come on, man. I'm not playing knight f1. The computer's such a jerk. I may as well just resign if I'm going to play a move like that. Of course I go for knight b3. It's what got me back in the game. Because it threatens a discovery. Okay. It did not like knight f3. Did not like knight f3 at all. Just nice little improving move, king g1. Wow, hard to find, but makes sense. Yeah, and I mean, it's so natural to look for a queen exchange here. Especially after I just moved my knight into the danger zone. Like, it's on a highway to the danger zone. I wonder if anyone's written a song about that. No, I don't think so. Queen e6. Very understandable. But after we take, if pawn takes, the bishop's hanging. If rook takes, we have this nice move. d5 undermining the defense. Let's just see if he had any counterplay whatsoever. We did right. Got behind the pawn. And he just completely ignored our pawn. So it's funny, in this position we were so worried about this queenside pawn majority. Will we be able to corral it or not? But we ended up actually promoting our pawn first and just delivering mate. So yeah, Rooks go. What? Can you repeat your question about the position, or let me just go back? Why does... So your question was about b6? Yeah, for sure. This was a blunder by my opponent. I think part of the reason that he missed it was because for a long time this discovery just wasn't working because of the back rank. Okay? And knight b3 kind of looks like a nothing move, but it's defending the rook again. Like, if I were to go for the same move, knight d5 in this position, just to show you, you sack the queen, and got a great position. You're forced to play a move like knight f1 because of the mate, and then you just grab on d5, and black's totally winning. So that's what knight b3 threatened, was some sort of discovery. So you're right. You're right. He should absolutely have stepped his queen off the file. You suggested d8, which kind of walks into a pin. I think maybe even better is just bringing the queen back to b8. See if that's best. Queen b8 is a miss. Oh, queen d8 is best. That's really strange that you would just walk into a pin like that. But I guess the idea is that in this position, you're really not worried about playing g5. Yeah, like that's the computer's saying g5 is a good follow-up to this. But I think maybe best would be queen b6. Maybe. I hope that answered your question, though. Strobix, thanks for all the GGs. You too, Chess Dave. Well, we only faced one kind of, I would say, blatant cheater today, or either blatant cheater, or we just stepped into a forced line that our opponent studied with Chessable. I'm just leaning more towards the former because it was a really bizarre opening called the Ponziani Gambit, which I don't think I've ever even played before. I doubt there's a course on that, but if that's his pet line, you know, I'm sure he's had that position on the board before and just knew about this queen h4 idea, forcing g4, playing rook fe1 to take my dark square bishop on e7, and you know, it is what it is. All right, guys, my goal was to finish up in 2 hours. I'm now at 1:58, so I'm gonna sign off now. Thanks for joining us on Sunday. This is always kind of a weird day, timing wise and everything, but we'll be back to kind of our normal schedule starting tomorrow. So I'll be starting around 9 Eastern in the morning. Okay, so hope you have a great rest of your day. Enjoy the rest of your weekend. Thanks for being on Team MVP. We'll see you next time. Bye.